European Union leaders have agreed to impose sanctions on anyone involved in repression and election fraud in Belarus. They describe violence against demonstrators as shocking and unacceptable and said President Alexander Lukashenko had rigged the vote to claim a landslide victory. Rigged the vote to claim a landslide victory.
Lukashenko, lock him up, they cried. Sling him into the police van. In Minsk, the protests continue, whatever the weather. Resign. That's this message to the leader they believe stole an election and brutalized a nation.
Some of those council members were in power once. They were kicked out and hold a grudge. Others are outright Nazis. Others are outright Nazis.
Our message is very clear. Stop the violence. Our message is very clear. Stop the violence.
Another sign of the president's weakening grip on power came at state TV, where programming was disrupted this morning. For the last week, government-controlled media has almost entirely avoided the demonstrations and the torture of activists. This was the day the workers turned on Alexander Lukashenko. He was no doubt hoping for a friendly crowd. What he got was a public relations disaster.
These protests are neither pro-Europe nor anti-Russia. They're anti-Lukashenko. But the authorities here are trying to paint these people as part of a Western plot to try to pivot the country towards Brussels. The authorities here are trying to paint these people as part of a Western plot to try to pivot the country towards Brussels, to try to drag Russia into this crisis. To try to drag Russia into this crisis. But they're not thinking geopolitics here. All they want is a better, safer future. Steve Rosenberg, BBC News, Minsk.